Secondly, it's going to mean re-engaging the city. Okay, having turned from ourselves and our own provincial ambitions, we have to turn to our neighbors and to the conditions of their thriving, and that is an inescapably urban question in this age. It's a question of cities. Again, this is important. Not everybody here is a Christian, but a lot of Christian folk are in the room, so I want to say this to you. It is my experience that a lot of Christians have a heart for the city, but do not have a head for the city. That is to say, they really, really love the city, but don't have the faintest idea how a city works. The city, so often, in fact, for white folk, is an abstraction that means pluralism and good coffee and maybe like access to good music. That's not what cities are. Cities are complicated ecosystems that have all kinds of laws inside of them. And part of the work of the faith community is not just to love the city, but to understand the city. So we have to re-engage the city in concrete terms. And so it's because it's not okay for us to be abstract about it. And I myself was abstract about it. Forgive me, I'm going to give you just a brief digression that illustrates the point. One time I was talking to our city manager, and he asked me how I got interested in cities. And I'm sure I was waxing semi-poetic about, the new city of the New Jerusalem and how I'm interested, pluralism, and about how I read, this Polish poet about the rebuilding of cities after World War II. And, I was personally inspired. When I asked him about how he got interested in cities, you know what he talked about? He talked about sidewalks and manhole covers and infrastructure and public transit and things like that. And I thought, my city is a fantasy. Your city is a real city. How can I be like you? And so this means that we have to actually re-engage our cities and devote ourselves to these things. How do cities work? What is your city facing? What assets does your city have? What needs does it have? And what can be done? And what is the process for getting it done? Let me say this again. How do cities work? What does your city face? What assets does it have? What deficits does it experience? What can be done? And how can it be done? Those are basic questions that I, for a long time, didn't know how to ask. And so we have to let this drive innovation. Innovation, apart from civic well-being, is not fully Christian in my judgment.